What separates a person who gives up from a person who keeps going? Is it talent? Is it intelligence? Is it luck? Most people think successful people have something special, something different. But the truth is much deeper. The strongest people are not people who never experience pain. They feel fear, they feel doubt, they feel exhausted, they fail, they lose, they break. But there is one thing they do differently. They refuse to stay broken. They understand something most people never learn. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every person who achieved something meaningful was once someone who wanted to quit. The difference was not that they had an easier journey, the difference was their mind. Today we will explore the psychology of people who never give up, and why their mindset makes them almost impossible to defeat. When people give up, they usually believe it happens because of failure. But failure is rarely the real reason. The real reason is the meaning they attach to failure. Two people can experience the same defeat. One sees it as proof they are not good enough. The other sees it as information. One says, "I failed, so I should stop." The other says, "I failed, so I learned something." The event is the same. The mindset is different. The human brain naturally tries to protect us from pain. When something hurts, the brain says, "Escape, stop, try something safer." This helped humans survive in dangerous situations, but in modern life, this survival instinct can become a limitation. It makes people abandon dreams. A person starts a business, faces difficulties, and quits. Someone starts learning a skill, struggles, and stops. Someone wants to change their life, faces obstacles, and returns to old habits. Not because they are incapable, but because the brain chooses comfort over growth. People who never give up understand this. They know discomfort does not always mean danger. Sometimes discomfort means progress. Most people see failure as an identity. They think, "I failed." But strong people think differently. They say, "I experienced failure." There's a huge difference. A failure is an event. It is not who you are. The most successful people in history failed repeatedly. They were rejected, they were criticized, they made mistakes, but they continued. Why? Because they did not allow one moment to define their entire future. A person who never gives up understands. The first attempt is rarely perfect. The first idea is rarely complete. The first version is rarely successful. Growth requires repetition. Imagine a child learning to walk. A child falls hundreds of times, but the child never thinks, "Maybe walking is not for me." The child simply tries again, somewhere along the way. Adults lose this ability. They become afraid of looking foolish. They become afraid of failure. They become afraid of judgment, and because of that, they stop trying. The strongest people protect their curiosity. They stay willing to be beginners. Mental strength is not something people are born with. It is built like a muscle. Nobody becomes strong by avoiding resistance. The same is true for the mind. People who never give up train themselves to handle difficulty. They understand. A hard moment does not mean a bad life. A difficult day does not mean a failed journey. A setback does not mean the end. They separate emotions from decisions. They may feel tired, but they continue. They may feel afraid, but they move forward. They may doubt themselves, but they do not let doubt control their actions. This is a powerful psychological difference. Weak mindset says, "I need to feel motivated before I act." Strong mindset says, "I act because it matters, even when motivation disappears." Motivation is temporary. Discipline is what remains. That is why people who never give up often appear different. They are not always inspired. They are committed. One of the biggest reasons people lose hope is focusing on things outside their control. They worry about other people's opinions, unexpected problems, past mistakes, future uncertainty, and slowly, their energy disappears. People who keep going focus on what belongs to them, their effort, their choices, their attitude, their actions. They understand. You cannot control every result, but you can control your response. A storm may come. You cannot stop the storm, but you can control how you prepare. You cannot control whether everyone supports you, but you can control whether you believe in your own mission. This mindset creates resilience, because your strength no longer depends on perfect conditions. You can move forward even when life is imperfect. People who never give up usually have something powerful, a reason, a purpose, a why. Because without a reason, pain feels meaningless. But when pain has meaning, people can survive incredible challenges. A person training for a competition, a person building a dream, a person protecting their family. They all experience difficulty, but the purpose gives them strength. This is why two people can face the same struggle and react completely differently. One sees pain as punishment. The other sees pain as part of a mission. The human mind can tolerate almost anything if it believes there is a reason behind it. Your purpose does not remove difficulty. It gives you the strength to continue through it. One of the biggest differences between strong people and weak people is expectation. Many people believe life should always be easy. So when problems appear, they feel betrayed. But resilient people understand. Problems are not interruptions. Problems are part of life. They do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, "What can I do now?" This simple change creates power, because the first question creates helplessness. The second creates action. Life will test everyone. Nobody escapes difficulty. The question is not, will you face problems? The question is, who will you become because of them? People who never give up are not superheroes. They are ordinary people who learned an extraordinary skill. They learned how to continue. They learned how to rise after falling. They learned that fear is not a stop sign. It is a challenge. Remember, the strongest person is not the one who never struggles. The strongest person is the one who refuses to surrender. Because every time you choose to continue, you become stronger than the version of yourself that wanted to quit. And one day, you will look back and realize the moments that almost destroyed you were the moments that built you